Welcome back to Blue Friday, our second live stream of the day.
It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a bit.
I know, I like walk out of here and then I'm like, oh, I gotta go back. So it's Blue Friday, you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you do get the notifications all day long.
Blue Friday is a great day. We're here all day with you. We've got streams, we've got giveaways, we have so much going on. So we're on our 1 p.m. stream, and we are giving away, again, 6 $500 Waterbox gift cards on this stream. The giveaway is open now. Go to Waterbox Aquariums, and on the Blue Friday page, you will see an enter giveaway on the stream schedule. Enter there, and you have the first 30 minutes of this stream to enter. So at 1:30, that will close. We're going to announce the winners at the end of this stream. And there will be a bonus word dropped randomly throughout the stream that's going to get you extra entry. So you want to stay tuned and keep an eye out for that bonus word. So you get your entries in. And we do also have our grand prize giveaway. It's a $5,000 Waterbox gift card. And that is on the Blue Friday page as well. And that giveaway is open until 6 p.m. today. So get your entries in there also.
If you guys want all the details on Blue Friday, head over to waterboxaquariums.com/Blue Friday. You can find all the sale details, all the streams, all the giveaways, all that good stuff. We are doing 15% off site-wide until the 17th. So take advantage of that. If you're buying an aquarium, do it now. Don't wait to win a giveaway because we'll credit you back.
Yeah. So now is the time to get some goodies. Your aquariums, all the good stuff. So we have been talking about, we talked about for the last week and a half, we talked about on the first stream, is the raffle that we are doing. And this is to benefit the Marine Discovery Center. So if you haven't gone to that page yet, do check out the raffle. Whatever you guys can do, it's going to enter you into a chance to win a $5,000 Waterbox gift card. So we'll also be announcing that winner today on the last stream at 6 p.m. So it's for a great cause.
Yeah.
So we actually went and visited them.
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
They have made some serious improvements over there. And we got a nice video that we're ready to drop that now.
Sure.
Cool. What's up, fish heads? We are here in New Smyrna Beach at the Marine Discovery Center with our good friend Chad. Chad's going to give you guys a rundown on exactly what the mission is here. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate it. Our mission is to protect our coastal ecosystems through education, conservation, and exploration. Those are our core pillars. We do it every day, whether it's with school children, adults. Our whole focus is to make sure that this body of water, the Union River Lagoon, that people know how precious it is. Its biological diversity, and what we can do as individuals and as a community to protect it.
You have a lot of different programs and stuff that you do here. So it's not just the center we're going to be checking out. We're doing a lot of other stuff, but what kind of opportunities do you give people to really experience what you guys do and help this area? Yeah,
so a core pillar for sure is education, right? So whether it's a daily eco tour in a 40-passenger vessel, a kayak tour into the lagoon, really getting you back into the backwaters to learn about the different habitats, or just walking into our facility, which is free, open 7 days a week, to come in and check things out, learn about the exhibitry, the animals that live in the lagoon, to a special event. Like, we do a lot of events. You'll get a chance to see the rest of the property. It's a 22-acre campus. There's a lot of nostalgia on this campus. It was the home of the former New Smyrna Beach High School, so people know this area well. And we've really done a lot to make sure that this is accessible, and that there's great opportunities for the community to come gather and celebrate. So we do music out here. We have music, movie festivals out here. We have like a spooky ooky estuary, coming up, which is, during Halloween. So a lot of cool stuff.
That's awesome.
Right. Let's head on and check it out.
Sounds good. Come on in.
So we're going to hear with Carly and Robin. They're going to tell us a bit about the exhibits, how to use education, and the visitor center here. Okay.
Yeah, so the exhibits here inside of Marine Discovery Center are all home to animals that you could find in Florida's coastal waters in the Indian River Lagoon. We use our touch tank quite frequently when we are introducing students and visitors to ways that we can gently handle these animals and the different types of life that you might find in these places.
And when visitors come in, this is one of the highlights of their visit to a Marine Discovery Center. It's often families or people of all ages who come in, and when you can show them these animals and tell the story of the lagoon, it just helps that education process that we have here. And when you are able to pick up a sea star and let somebody hold it for the first time, their eyes just light up, and it just enhances their experience here.
It's a great experience and thing to come into and explore.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now we're with Julia, and she's a aquarist here at Marine Discovery Center. And I know the touch tank's probably pretty popular, but I would say the turtles probably grab a lot of attention too. I was drawn to them. Tell us a little bit about their story, what they are.
Do. These are our Diamondback terrapins, Kitty and Little Bit. They are the only brackish water turtle that we have. They are super fun and super enthusiastic animals. We have Kitty and Little Bit are their names. We've had Kitty for about 10 years now, Little Bit for 4. These two are super cool animals. They actually will come out of brackish water and find little ponds to sit in to rehydrate when it rains. They definitely grab a lot of attention and have a lot of fans here at MDC.
That's interesting.
Quick question though. So
Yeah.
since they live in brackish, but they go into ponds to kind of like rehydrate, how do you do that here? Or are they not in brackish as much?
So they are in brackish water here. We do give them regular freshwater dips, and we are actually working on building a pond outside for them to have a daytime habitat where they can get that kind of experience of being outside and playing and getting their little freshwater rehydrating moment.
They have so much personality. We're playing with them earlier.
They do.
They're so cute.
You should see them when we feed. They are splashing all over the place and kind of like dogs. They'll rip food out of each other's mouths, and the fish actually gets involved too, our little pinfish.
That are so cute. So all the exhibits here that we're going to be looking at, they all tie into the local habitats and waterways. So what do we have going on in this one?
Yeah, so a lot of people wouldn't expect that this area of Florida would have things like corals, but we do have some soft corals, which are cinnamon corals, and a hard coral oculina here, along with a really big, beautiful sea anemone. All of our fish species in here are local to the Indian River Lagoon and to our inlet areas, some of which we've even caught locally with our collections licenses. So we have a couple grunts and sergeant majors and a cardinal fish, along with a lot of little bottom feeders like urchins and sea cucumbers in this tank.
So I was hearing about this one. So this is actually a coral that was done during your cleanup process. Tell us a little bit about that. You guys do.
Yeah, so our program director, Trey Hanna, does inlet cleanups where they go scuba diving and they will clean up all sorts of debris from in our inlets. And this oculina coral was actually found completely entangled with garbage and fishing line. And so we brought it back here and we removed a lot of the fishing line, but we kept some on there as like a talking point to our guests to show the importance of cleaning up after yourself when you're fishing and having those mindful practices.
So you guys actually have 5 Waterbox aquariums here at Marine Discovery Center. We're going to take a look at one of the 20 gallons you have. You have 3 of them. And you said this is particularly your favorite.
Yes.
So tell us about this one.
Yeah, so we've been calling this one the Nursery tank because it houses a lot of our really small critters that we've collected over the past year or so. A lot of these actually came from over our summer camp season. We had the kids collecting every week and camp tanks so that they could show their parents at the end of the week, which was a really amazing process. So in here we have a couple really small horseshoe crabs, which I know you guys just saw our big old horseshoe crab that's in the touch tank. But these little guys are so cool, and they molt really frequently at this age, so we're often seeing these kind of perfect molts come up out of them. This guy's swimming right now, he's trying to show off. We also have a teeny tiny urchin in here and a little tiny permit swimming around over here. So this tank is one of the most fun to feed because while it doesn't look like a lot's happening in here right now, once you put food in there, things just start kind of coming up out from underneath the sediment. And you definitely start seeing more than you think would be in here. So this one is definitely a personal favorite of mine.
They're so cute. That horseshoe crab just flopping
I know,
around.
it's so silly. There's a little tiny sea star in here too that So he's about this big.
Oh,
Come out
hiding
sometimes.
well.
Yeah.
So we have the 3 Waterbox 20s that you have here. That we just saw one of those. But we also have 2 Marine X 90.3s here. So you have 5 Waterbox totals in display. What made you choose Waterbox to go with some of your habitats?
Yeah, so the Waterbox systems, we just love how sleek they are. They really fit into the flow of our tank systems here. We also were really looking for something that would look nice from all sides, and these tanks really do that for us with the lighting mounts and every angle of these. That's kind of a unique situation on these tanks that you can look from each side. So it was really important to us that all of the plumbing, the wiring, the lighting was in a way that kind of made them look good from all angles, so that people could really get in there and check everything out.
Yeah, they do look really, really nice. You're doing a great job with that.
Thank you.
So we're coming to these this system here, which ties in a lot to what you guys actually are doing here. So talk about this one. We're going to move our way through like what all this is for your program.
Cool, yeah. So one of our biggest pillars here at Marine Discovery Center is conservation. And it's one that when I started in the aquarist role, I really wanted to bring more inside into our exhibit area to show those visitors who can't necessarily go out into the field and can't see it all in person. So each of these tanks represents a piece of that conservation process that we're often doing and that you all will see a little bit more out back. So the first tank right here, we refer to as our restoration tank. That actually houses a few of our restoration materials, including volcanoes, which are made of cement, and a jute material, which is similar to a burlap. Totally biodegradable material that protects against shoreline erosion, and also is a buffer that we put in when we do things like plant mangroves. So it gives them a chance to really settle in and get their roots down. Along with the volcano, we have POSH, which has a very similar function, but that's actually made out of oysters and cement and kind of made into like a Rice Krispie. And it serves a similar purpose, but it has a little bit more of that natural look and all those little cracks and crevices for things to grow in and plant on. So those are pretty new to us, but we're really loving the way that they look. So moving on, if you look into our mangrove tank, we actually have a nursery in the back where we're growing things like mangroves and Spartina grasses, and that goes along with our shoreline restoration. Our mangrove in here, we've had it in there for a few months now, and it's been pretty cool watching it grow up inside. That's definitely been an experimental process for us. In that mangrove tank, you'll also see this kind of funny looking thing in the bottom left corner. That's called a bees mat, and it's part of our oyster restoration. So those are also a biodegradable material. The mat itself is made out of a potato starch byproduct, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're shipped over from the Netherlands, and we get teams of volunteers to zip tie oyster shells onto them. We use stainless steel zip ties because those will rust out eventually, making the whole unit biodegradable. So the idea with those is that we're creating the ideal landing space for that new oyster spat to recruit and build up deceased oyster beds. So that is kind of our big restoration focus with those 2 tanks. And then if you move on to this tank, which is my personal favorite tank in our exhibit area, this is our seagrass tank. Something that is also very new to Marine Discovery Center is our seagrass nursery in the back. We are looking to grow seagrass, we're looking to do research and really understand the impacts of seagrass in the lagoon and why we see this kind of wane of seagrass now that affects everything. So in here, we have 3 different seagrass species represented. We have shoalgrass, widgeon grass, and stargrass. Stargrass is real teeny tiny.
Oh, yeah, it's a tiny thing.
This tank, we actually collected everything from our nursery out back. So when we collected for the nursery, we would take fragments and plant them each individually in this tank as well. And they've been growing for about 4 months right now. Also in here, we've got a whole variety of critters because you need a big team to keep this much clean. A lot of these in here are mahara, our schooling fish, who are really staring us down because we want to feed them.
Everyone wants to eat this morning.
Yes, they're very hungry this morning. We also have some shrimp and one of my personal favorite creatures, the sea hare. Sea hares are really amazing algae control animals and very cool. They draw in a lot of attention from people because a lot of people have never seen something like them before. So they are a big favorite for us.
I always say they look like a cross from a rabbit and Shrek on their face.
Wait, I feel like sea hare is like the perfect name for them.
Yeah.
They do look like a little rabbit. So part of our Seagrass nursery out back, you'll see that we have these raceways that water pumps through and comes out into an effluent pond. To kind of connect our entire process here at MDC, we actually started pumping water from the effluent to filter it to use in these exhibits. Wow. So we have this full circle process of our connection to our lagoon in our creatures, in our restoration, and in our own water that we're using for
that is amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I can envision this when the mangrove in the middle gets up and big.
That's the goal.
So pretty.
We have some mock-up drawings where it's drawn like the middle, and I'm looking forward to it.
Love the vision, I do.
I also want this one to be like a full seagrass bed.
Will that grow to the top almost?
It'll
like
fill
fill in.
We'll probably have to trim it back a little bit. Actually,
That's really, really cool.
Yeah,
it takes that long for it to grow, huh?
It takes a while, yeah.
So that's part of the problem too.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's pretty sensitive. So when you're starting up a new tank, you always have your little things that you run into.
Yeah.
But it seems to be really taking hold now and growing very well. So we're really happy.
Great. Really neat to see all your exhibits in here. Now we're going to go hands-on and go check out what this is all about actually in the field.
Yes.
All right, so we're out here at the conservation lot at the Marine Discovery Center. We're here with Tess, and she's going to give us a little bit of rundown about what we do out here.
Yeah, so the conservation lot houses a lot of our community restoration programs. We are inviting people from the public, volunteers, to come out here and get involved with what we do to support habitat restoration in the Indian River Lagoon and beyond. This was actually the site of the old New Smyrna Beach High School's driver's permit lot. And it was the perfect empty space for us to kind of come in here and do the dirty work. And so we have our Shuck and Share program here. This is a program that was started back in 2014 to partner with local restaurants in the Volusia County area to divert those oyster shells from the restaurants and going to the landfill. And instead using them in habitat restoration practices like your shoreline restoration and your oyster reef restoration.
Right.
Over 10 years have gone by and we've recycled over 1.2 million pounds of shell from the Volusia County area. And this program and its practices have actually been adopted by about 6 other counties in Florida as well. And so it's this awesome ripple effect. And then we also have started using our non-plastic biodegradable materials. And so you're seeing things like our jute and pH balanced cement oyster volcanoes. These are used a lot in those shoreline restoration practices where we are pretty much trying to make sure that our shorelines can stay healthy. They're not facing that erosion anymore from things like boat wakes or larger natural events. So these are items that are deployed to help calm those waters, let the vegetation that we plant behind it grow back in and really kind of rebuild those shorelines. And we're also using our Shuck and Share oyster shells in things like our oyster mats and the POSH modules that we'll be making today. So there's a lot going on here all the time. And then, of course, Sam will introduce you to the Clam and Seagrass nursery operation as well. So we definitely stay busy out here.
This is a little dirty work happening.
It's a lot of dirty work.
There's a lot of oyster shells.
Yeah.
Do you ever run low on them? Because there's a lot.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So throughout the years, our community restoration and research partners have really driven the demand for, the materials that we're making. And so previously, we were using large quantities of shells for things like your oyster bags and your oyster mats. The community of practice has really taken a shift, though, since about 2019, 2020, to fully dive into those non-plastic biodegradable materials. That has shifted a bit in terms of what materials we actually use for the Shuck and Share program. But because it's such a strong community involvement, we've kind of refused to let any of the partnerships go. And we continue to, be able to utilize those materials for partners that are using them outside of the Indian River Lagoon, maybe partners that are using larger amounts of oyster shell at a time. And then we still use them when we can, and we're really excited for the opportunity when we do get to use them.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
we're actually going to see the making of one of the volcanoes, right?
We're actually going to make the POSH units today.
POSH, okay.
Yeah, so POSH is a acronym. A lot of the work that we do comes with acronyms just to try to make it easier for people in terms of what we're talking about. But these are pervious oyster shell habitat.
Okay.
And so with the development of those non-plastic biodegradable materials, there was a unit that was developed up in University of North Florida. And they took the oyster shells from oyster recycling programs and mixed it with a pH balanced cement. They put it into a mold form, and then after a couple of days, that's fully set, and you can deploy them in the waters. And pretty much we're experimenting with it here in our local region to see how successful it is at stopping that erosion from happening on the shoreline, but also hopefully creating habitat for larval oysters.
That's fantastic. Easy.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna see some dirty work.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so we have Abby here, and she's gonna actually show us the making of one of the POSH, and tell us first kind of what the process is.
Yeah, so we are going to be making POSH today, which stands for Pervious Oyster Shell Habitat. The first step that has already been completed today is we have taken buckets full of recycled oyster shell from the Shuck and Share recycling program and rinsed them. They have been drying and draining for about an hour now, so we are going to be taking a bucket full of oyster shell over here. We will be dumping it in the cement mixer behind me. We're gonna let that cement mixer run for just a couple minutes, and then I'm going to dump some dry powder of this, our dry cement powder. And essentially that, we're gonna wait till it coats that shell for a couple minutes. Once all the powder has coated the shell, we will then add our water to start that chemical reaction of the cement. And we're going to essentially watch it, add water if we need to make it the right consistency. And once I see that all the oyster shell has been fully coated in that cement, we will be ready to dump it in our mold. So at that point, I'll be moving this mold over here. These molds we've had just made out of a 15-gallon plant pot and cut the bottom out of it. So I'm just gonna dump the cement mixer down so that all of our shell falls into this mold. And essentially we'll let it set for a few days, and the next time we come out here, we're able to shimmy that mold right off, and we have a POSH module.
Awesome. We're over here at the Clam and Seagrass Nursery with Sam. He's going to tell us all about kind of what happens in this operation. So what do we have here behind us?
Yeah, so these are our seagrass tanks. We have about 8 of them, and they are attached to our clam tanks right over here. It's a really amazing system. We take our water straight from the lagoon, pump it through these big old pipes right here through our clam tanks. It helps a lot with the turbidity of the water. And then it pumps through our seagrass tanks out to our effluent and then back out to the lagoon. So all our grass here is growing in the water that it's going to be planted in.
Got the natural food sources and everything.
Oh, absolutely. All the cool creatures. They're really amazing to look at because it's like you're looking at the bottom of the lagoon floor. So,
all right. So that's how the water comes through. But what is happening in the tanks as far as we're growing, releasing? What are we doing with everything?
Yeah, of course. So we have 7 different species of seagrass in the Indian River Lagoon, but here at MDC, we work with 3 specific species, Helidulu rhytii, Helophylla englemani, and then Rupia maritima. They are some really amazing species of grass. These types of grasses help a lot with sequestering carbon and all that wonderful stuff. So we're hoping to be a spot for restoration practitioners to come and get grass from us. At the moment, we have quite a large stock of Helidulu rhytii, which is great. We're permitted to collect floating fragments out in the lagoon. So it entails a lot of us going out on kayaks and paddle boards and
find pieces of it.
Yeah, finding those fragments and planting them here in our nursery, and it's just a lot of fun. We get to involve the public a lot. We have a monitoring program, so I know the densities of the tank and how many chutes we have per tank, just in case we do need to lend out chutes to different restoration practitioners. And we have an amazing volunteer base here. I could not clean all these tanks by myself. It would be pretty tough, and I have an amazing group of volunteers that come in almost every day to help me get these clean. So yeah.
Fantastic. So a lot of this will eventually go back out
Absolutely.
into the lagoon or to another conservation.
Yeah, absolutely. Our grass in the lagoon is doing amazing right now, but there can be certain algae blooms that will hurt it. We had a really bad one in 2004 and later than that. So we just want to make sure if that does happen, we can get some more seagrass out to the lagoon and
That's-
help it.
That's
Yeah.
great. We're up here on Mount Morgan with Trey here, and there's a bit of a cool story behind where we're standing right now. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Absolutely. So this is actually the second highest point in New Smyrna Beach, standing at 30.1 feet above sea level. And this entire project is a restoration project that started in 2014 to kind of remove a track and field that was here from the previous high school and take it back to natural levels. And what we did back here was clear out, level it out, add some areas that you could paddle through, and also replanted about 25,000 marsh grasses through here. And if you notice now, there's really very minimal marsh grasses left as the mangroves came in. But this whole project is about 5.5 acres. And again, that was in 2014.
So everything, all the dirt and everything that came got put into this pile.
Yep.
And is now grown over, and it's one of the most beautiful places to go and look at the surrounding areas from.
Absolutely. You can see Ponce Inlet Lighthouse right over there. And just kind of really a great view. We do rocket launch viewings from here, and just a really cool spot. We've done some kind of astronomy courses out here, so it's just a great spot on campus.
That's really cool. And we see something very cool right down below here. And we're going to take a look at that.
All right, that sounds great.
All right, so I wasn't expecting to see a huge whale skeleton while here, but you do have one. Tell us a little bit about what it is and why you have it here.
Sure, this is a juvenile humpback whale, and it washed up in Brevard County in about 2002, 2003, if I remember correctly. And it was housed at the Marine Science Center over in Ponce Inlet for a long time. And within the last year, they kind of reached out to us, and they were making some changes over there, and they asked if we would like it, and we said, absolutely. And then we decided, what are we gonna do with this large whale? And with some convincing with our executive director, we were able to put it on the side of our Mount Morgan here. And it's really cool because you can see it across the entire property, and yeah, it's
kind of a really unique feature to have.
It's a really cool staple on Marine Discovery Center now.
That's pretty cool.
All right, so we are here at this beautiful living shoreline, Chad. Tell us a little bit about this project.
Yeah, really excited about this project for multiple reasons. This is a parking lot. If you look behind you, you wouldn't see the beauty that you see right where we are. And so one of the things that we identified throughout the entire property, what are ways we can turn this property back to nature, right? Give it back, from habitat perspective and wildlife. There's things that we can do. And so we looked at this property, and this area where we're standing was all asphalt. 50 cars were parked here, and it went right up to the water's edge. Really not a lot of filtration when it came to any kind of habitat filtration. So what we did is work with partners, FWC, we had a Disney Conservation Fund grant, and then St. John's River Water Management District and MDC, lots of volunteers. And we were able to take what was once a very sharp slope of asphalt right to the water, and then we were able to take all the asphalt away and gradually slope it and plant all native plants and create a living shoreline allowing for tidal flow, from the lagoon. And it's just been phenomenal to see how successful the habitat's responded.
That's amazing.
It's a beautiful place. There's so many different varieties of plants and grasses and trees and stuff that I see here. And just a very calm, nice place.
It is, and that's the idea behind it, right? It's not just for wildlife. Of course, wildlife is a big part of what we do, but it's also for us. We're part of the system, right? And we forget about that. So another great community partner for this project was our local garden center, Lindley's. They really focus a lot on natives, and they came up with this gorgeous design. So like you said, it's very tranquil, right? You can walk here and just enjoy the sounds and the sights. We got this great, kayak launch that's right behind us here that has very accessible for folks to use. We got a great partner now with Oceans at Hope, and they work with folks who have, a variety of different challenges to get them in the water, right? And so they come here and use our launch facility. So we're just really excited about how this space has evolved, over the years.
Way better than a parking lot.
Much better than the parking lot.
That's wonderful. So Chad, again, we appreciate you having us here today. Tell our viewers how they can support you and how they can come to your visitor center.
Yeah, so, you know, we're open 7 days a week. You know, you'll see spaces like us throughout the country, nature centers, environmental learning centers. And we're a nonprofit, so how we exist is support, you know, community members of businesses and of individuals who just want to come and visit a local space and learn more about their environment. So from our perspective, participate in our programs, you know, come into our gift shop, make a purchase, come on a kayak tour, a boat tour. We're hands-on, feet wet, right? So we're all about, like, we want to get you out there.
Yeah.
And we want to get you out there multiple times because we know you'll be engaged once you do that.
That's awesome. And again, this has like always been a second home for me, so I always appreciate what you guys are doing. So.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, the lagoon's special in so many ways, and for many of us, it's where we just, you know, we were born and raised, it was our backyard, but it's also special in a lot of other ways. You know, we'll take folks out on a boat, kayak for the first time, Richard, and like, they've been here their entire life, and they're still like, had no idea this special species or that adaptation, and so it's cool, it's fun.
Yeah, that's really great. So Chad, thank you again so much for having us out here. This is a really special place and we appreciate you greatly.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for being out here and joining us today. There you have it, you guys. Really cool video all about the Marine Discovery Center.
You can see why, like, we chose them to be what we're supporting this year for Blue Friday. So
it's a very special group.
Yeah, such a great place. It's so local to us as well, but they're doing so much for far-reaching conservation that they're helping so many places worldwide and around the country. So definitely get over to that raffle page, do what you can to help them, get a chance to win a $5,000 Waterbox gift card. It's a win-win. It really is. Even if you don't win, you're supporting such a great cause. Yeah. And if you're ever in the area, if you're local, if you're ever traveling, go visit them. Like, their boat tours and all the cool stuff they do. They have awesome programs. Go check them out. You know, support them that way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, to get all those details, waterboxaquariums.com/Blue Friday.
Don't forget, we got sales going on.
We do 15% off site-wide. Some exclusions apply in the U.S. and Canada going on to November 17th. Take advantage of that, guys. It is the biggest deal you're going to see all year long.
Yep.
So,
Blue Friday is sales. Get on it.
Yep. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Also, make sure you're subscribed to our channel because we do drop videos almost weekly. And as well, hit that notification bell so you know when we're dropping videos or going live.
Yep. I guess it's time to do some winners.
Yes, in 60 seconds.
60 seconds. 1 minute. It's time for winners. So I will say in the comments, I will say that the reaction to the Marine Discovery Center and what they're doing was amazing from everyone that was watching. So, and I was blown away because I didn't know nearly that much about what they were really doing. And our visit there was such a great experience. Yeah. We could have made such a longer video and spent so much more time there exploring what they're doing. So definitely want to go back. We need to do their tours.
Boat tour,
yeah,
kayak.
boat tours. I'm gonna help put those things in and tie some shells to their stuff. I'm gonna do some hands-on stuff next time.
Yes, absolutely. And again, a lot of you guys probably know where New Smyrna Beach is, and that's where they are located. My favorite beach, by the way. So,
all right, we're ready. Giving away $3,000 more.
More monies.
All right, and we're ready.
Lexi McCarty, Ines Agat, James and Bland, Angel Arnett, Adam Peterson, and Andy Pavlenko. Congratulations, you guys. $500 going to each one of you. So hopefully you're in the market for a new water box or something this Blue Friday.
Yep. So you will have those gift cards emailed over to you shortly. You don't have to do anything. They're going to come to you in your email. So congratulations to you guys. There's $3,000 more of the $25,000 that we are giving away today.
That's a ton of money.
Yeah. I mean, you did it, so you can't say anything. So Hope you enjoyed that video on them. Go to the raffle page, do what you can to help the cause. And we are going to be back here at 2 o'clock talking all about the Infinia, the 230.6 here. And this is the aquarium that has been part of the Year of the Reef series. So we're going to do a kind of a deeper look into it on how to build a successful reef aquarium. So you're kind of going to be interviewing me all about the aquarium.
This should be interesting.
Yes, it should. So we'll see you guys in roughly 24 minutes.